Yeah, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Just like
no, I haven't. I haven't at all. Isn't that like a boards game?
It's not. It's more. The board is in your mind.
The board is in your mind.
Yeah, you can set up a board if you want. It's like.
So it's a game like for a console.
No. Dungeons and Dragons is a game where you get a bunch of nerds.
Isn't that a cartoon?
No, well, I don't know, maybe. No, you get a bunch of nerds all together in a room. When 4 nerds are gathered in the name of Dungeons and Dragons, you shall play Dungeons and Dragons. That's how it works.
No, okay. Right, okay. I wouldn't go back to play it now, but I would watch gameplay footage of it if someone was playing it.
Yeah, what's the difference? Why would you do one and not the other?
Because
what, so you'd watch a whole... Like,
I would sit and watch it.
All the way through, like all 40 hours of it or whatever.
Yeah, but I'd watch it at set times during my day. So when I'm resting at home and I'm getting ready for bed or something, then I'll sit down and just watch an hour.
What's the difference? Why not just play it?
No, I can't see myself going back to play those games. Definitely not.
What is it? It just require too much mental energy or something?
Well, in one aspect, yeah, because nowadays games will come with voices overs, don't they? They come with dubs and things.
Well, you're not having to read, is that it?
It's the reading.
No, but you'd still be watching the reading while... What, so would you only watch a version if someone was playing and talking while they were playing
I mean...
Because you have to read either way, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Well, you do. You do and you don't, because with the Final Fantasy Rebirth that I've just clocked...
Yeah.
They talk in that one. You can hear the voices and things. They do have subtitles as well.
We're not talking about Rebirth. We're talking about
I know. But then those ones there, it's literally just a dialogue written on the screen, and a bit of mental energy would require, and I don't really have that. I don't have that patience.
But you're still watching dialogue either way.
But I would watch it though.
What's the difference?
Because
the only difference is someone else is pressing the X button.
Then yeah, I know, but I don't know. It's a different thing.
Jeff, what do you make of that?
You don't have to pay attention to it, I suppose.
Oh, you don't have to pay as much attention. Well,
yeah, you can drift away. In and out.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind 2D graphics.
I don't mind 2D graphics either. No.
I quite like the old 8-bit music as well. It's got its charm.
Yeah, that's retro. That's classics. Yeah, definitely. So I'd say that's in the classic genre.
I think Jeff played a Dragon Quest recently where it gave you the option to have like new kind of sort of quasi-orchestral music, or have like the old 8-bit music instead.
I'd pick the 8-bit music.
I think Jeff went with the orchestral.
I think I went with it. You get proper instruments and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's the bad guy? What's the bad guy called in
Kefka? I feel like Kefka might actually be more interesting than Sephiroth. Sephiroth looks cooler, obviously, but I think Kefka's a much more like entertaining villain.
That man who went on that killing spree recently, maybe he was inspired by Sephiroth.
Which man is this?
Oh, there was just a guy who ran around some suburb with a samurai sword hacking at people. It was just in the last day or so.
Was that in London?
I think it was somewhere called Hainaut, but I don't know where that is.
Oh, right. Was this on the news?
Yeah, it was on the news this morning.
No, I've not heard of that one.
No, you've not lived?
Not yet,
Have you heard about the man who hacked people up with his samurai sword?
No.
I think the police tased him. They got him down.
Yeah.
Someone had fun today, tasing a man with a samurai sword.
Indeed.
It's quite an enjoyable way to start the morning.
His training put to use.
Yeah.
Oh, he had I can't remember. He had a good laugh.
That one, right.
He had a good theme tune.
Well, what was his?
He had a clear motivation. Sephiroth, I don't know what he wants. I think he wants to destroy the world, but I don't know why.
Isn't there a guy in Final Fantasy VII who has a good laugh? Kya ha ha or something like that. Heidegger, I think.
Heidegger.
No, but you don't actually hear it though. In Kefka, you actually
hear his laugh.
Go,
oh, okay. That was like a synthesized laugh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's the all-time best Final Fantasy villain because he has an 8-bit synthesized laugh that sounds like an owl.
Chrono Trigger is awesome.
Yeah.
And Chrono Cross is the sequel.
Yes, neither of us have played Chrono Cross. Would you recommend that?
Oh my god, you two are missing out.
Right.
You are missing out. You really are. It is an awesome game. The main character carries around this kind of like a blade, but with 2 blades at the end of the weapon. It is awesome.
Like Darth Maul.
Yeah, I've forgotten the story in it though.
Right, yeah.
Like Breath of Fire. I heard they might remake Breath of Fire. I don't know if you know Breath of Fire.
Not have you played one of those, Jeff?
Yeah, I can't remember which one though.
Didn't you play one quite recently, or was that Fire Emblem?
That's Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay.
That's a completely different thing.
Have you played a Fire Emblem?
No, I've heard of it.
It's just another.
But I've seen the box art.
It's just another one of the pantheon of lesser JRPGs, isn't it, Jeff? I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you'll find someone somewhere who thinks it's better than any of the Final Fantasies. Or something.
Yes, there will be someone.
When I told Rob about my friend Rob about this site, and I was like, Final Fantasy VI is the highest rated one. He was like, you know what, John? I now know everything I need to know about that website. For people who think that Final Fantasy, I know everything about them now. That's all I need. What I would say just about the early ones, the standout thing about the early ones is just that. This guy, Nobuo Uematsu, I've heard him referred to as like the Ludwig van Beethoven of computer game music. He's like, I don't know, if you had to like list one guy who's like the number one most loved computer game composer, do you think it might be him? Or
yeah,
you think it would?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have
who else? Who else would you pick? Sure. There's like whole albums of orchestrated Final Fantasy music. And stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea if there's another composer who would be?
I don't know, it's hard to think right now.
I don't know if they used like the same guy for all the early Resident Evil games or if they just used different. I don't even know what the guy's name would be, so
yeah, I think you've answered your own question.
Yeah.
He's the only only contender.
Now, to be fair, I thought he looked pretty cool, you know.
Oh, you thought so?
Yeah, I thought so indeed. It was the first game that I played with characters had block hands and things. I thought, well,
that's cool, is it? Block hands.
Well, I thought that looked pretty cool.
Looks like fucking Popeye.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Is indeed. Yeah, cool battle theme music as well. I remember only pressing my limit break button when the music hits a certain point because then it just like looked and sounded so cool.
Well, so you would just let the game run around for a bit, for like a minute until a certain point
until my limit break is there, and then when the music kicks in, then I press in the circle or the X button. Indeed.
But in true Final Fantasy style, the big bad guy is never the bad guy from the start of the game, is it? It's always some random earth-destroying asshole who appears about halfway through.
If I remember that's right.
Well, the worst one for that is 9, where you got Kuja most of the way through the game. Right. Then in the final battle, you kill him, and then some new guy just pops up and says, "Hello, I'm going to destroy the world."
What's his name?
You don't know me, but I'm going to destroy the world. That's okay.
What's he called?
I don't know, because he only appears.
No, right, okay.
He only appears 5 minutes before the end of the game.
Right.
He's got some. He's like some weird god thing. He's like Necro something or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty shit. So each game has a certain vibe to it.
It does.
Like for me, 9 is a kind of a magical, medieval, mystical. I think there's a lot of like grass and trees. It's a very kind of dark green coloured game for some reason for me, and there's lots of crumbling stone and things like this. Final Fantasy VII, it's got that more industrial thing going on, and it's got more. It's got these sort of clanging noises in the soundtrack and stuff. It's a bit more kind of modern and it's sort of grimy. 8 is like a kind of brochure for like a cruise for like old people or something.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Like really kind of cushy and cuddly. It's got like classical guitars on the soundtrack, and there's lots of kind of light blue skies and shots of the sea and beaches and stuff. And every town that they go through has a kind of quaint kind of tourist town, seaside town kind of feel to it.
Spot on. That's what I found when I replayed this.
It's very kind of chocolate boxy. I find
it's indeed
almost cutesy.
Well, one thing I've heard that they can't remake that.
What is that?
Because
what is
apparently they
or
lost some files or something like that. To be fair though, I did like Squall's weapon, his gun blade. I thought that's a nice idea. Yeah, I can picture that in real life as well. I have a gun and it's a blade.
Seems like the older games you just kind of play through them, and the newer ones it just seems like they started giving you more and more stuff to do on the sides, and it just becomes like I remember when we played 9. There's all this like frog catching shit, and we were like doing it, but it was like a real chore. It's like I can't even remember what the benefit of catching all those frogs is, but
was there a frog? She probably had a frog attack or something that like did a certain amount of damage depending on how many frogs she'd eaten.
10. I'll say absolute shite.
Oh, really?
No.
Never liked it at all. I thought it was absolutely awful.
The voiceover's terrible.
Yeah, the voiceover is awful. And I thought the character's look, sometimes, like when he's going up to hit the blitzball, I don't know whether the devs have decided whether or not he's Caucasian or whether he's Japanese or something.
When they all supposed to be sort of Pacific, sort of Hawaiian sort of thing.
Yeah,
but they'd look different in like the FMVs and the in-game sort of things. And I think when they remastered it, they changed the character models again, so they kind of they have like several different looks.
Yeah,
this is the thing with Final Fantasy games in general. I don't know what the deal is with the bad guy most of the time. You get to the end of it and it's like I don't know what they're doing. I know I need to kill them, but I don't know why. It kind of, I suppose, it focuses on the characters and like not the villains, not the rest of the world so much.
Yeah.
I don't think there's with 12. I don't think there's anything to remember, to be honest. Like it like barely had a story at all.
Yeah, the story. I thought it was too convoluted.
I wouldn't have minded convoluted. It was just empty. There was nothing to it.
Yeah, there was nothing to the story at all.
No, but again, I like the battle system in that one because it had the job system, and I like the job. Although no, it wasn't called the job system; it was called the dress system because they changed. they changed their dress. They changed their dress, and that allows them to do different combat abilities. It's definitely got some problems. The main problem is like how empty the world feels. Like you go down to this kind of big planet, you kind of traveling across it, exploring, fighting monsters and stuff. You never meet a single other person who you can talk to or who will give you side quests or anything like that. A lot of the time the game just does feel just like a long, nicely decorated corridor you're running down.
Yeah, I thought the music in Final Fantasy XIII was brilliant.
And I was saying we were listening to the battle themes. It's got the best battle theme.
What, of all the battle themes ever?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. I think you're in contention with Final Fantasy VII there. I do like that.
No, I'll stick with 13.
And what's your favourite thing about it? Is it same as well, or?
No, I like the story the most.
Oh, okay.
I think it's definitely the Final Fantasy game that has the most focus on the story.
Yeah.
Partly because there's not much else going on in it, but it's like there's like lots of cutscenes. It's like stays laser focused on the main story and the main characters and like what they're going through and all that stuff. I was talking about the villains. That's the only one where I actually understand what the villain's plan is at the end of the game. Well, I don't understand what the hero's plan is because their plan appears to be step 1, destroy the world. Step 2, something. Step 3, live happily ever after.
Yeah.
It's they just think we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out at some point.
So you like 13, Jeff?
Yeah. Those people that gave them low scores don't know what the hell they're talking about. But the music and cutscenes are brilliant. They spent a lot on the animation because the girl looks so pretty.
Okay. So 15 now, a bros holiday, bro down holiday, just four bros hanging out in a car.
In a tent together.
There's nothing gay about that. The impression I get about 15 is it's just like a nice road trip. It just feels like a kind of fun experience to play.
Yeah, I like the whole road trip vibe to it. It's nice and mellow, which is a bit weird because they're in a country which is apparently at war with another country at the time, but it doesn't seem to be bothering them.
Story could be better, I thought. I didn't quite understand how the dog you send them, you give the dog a message to give to the queen, and it's like it's there and then back again. I thought that was just.
Oh, was this the time travel dog?
Yeah.
No. I think that was something they put in like after the game came out because people were complaining that they couldn't go back to the start of the game, so they put we'll just put a time traveling dog in, or fix that. Part of the failings of the story of 15 is because they expected people to go and watch Kingsglaive instead to understand the background Or to wait for the DLC that would explain what the other characters had been doing.
They would then view as additional world building within the game as superfluous and say, we don't need to have this here. We can...
Yeah.
Right.
So I think the story's worse because they expected people to consume all the extra bits. No, it's not in the film, it's in the DLC, but the DLC didn't come out until later after the game. Main character goes away, comes back blind, never explains why he is that way.
Yeah. But Aerith has already seen exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And so she knows that she's going to die. It's so sad. It's so sad when she dies in this rebirth.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want her to die, Yeah. No, not at all.
But you must have seen it coming because you played the original game.
I saw it coming, but I didn't want it to happen.
You're more of an Aerith fan than a Tifa fan, then.
Well, it depends. I mean, Tifa for the upper part, yes.
The upper body.
The upper body, of course.
Yeah.
So lower body you take care of.
Oh, wait. So you take the top half of. But when you want the soul of Aerith, though, the brain of Aerith.
I don't know.
No, Tifa's a bit of fun.
Yeah, Tifa's definitely fun.
It's Seven's more like. It's kind of it's like a more family friendly story. It's like got kind of light.
It's more.
It's got kind of wacky, light-hearted characters.
Is more for adults. Yeah.
But I see.
Yeah, there's no child protagonist or anything.
There's no talking dogs, or maybe there is. I don't know.
No, there's no talking dogs. No,
the time traveling talking dogs.
No, but the dog can transform though into something.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
it was going so well.
It has special abilities. Yeah, and there is one dialogue in the game that I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's when you're at your base and you get to speak to this old man, and the old man goes, "Oh, your dog was sniffing by my nuts."
Good.
Infer whatever you want.
Yeah. It seems there's a reasonably good consensus that the series went downhill at some point after like 9, 10, something like that.
Yeah.
Broadly, is there some broad pattern that you could say? There's something broadly that went wrong with those ones. What would the company change to get it back again? Or
bring back Sakaguchi. It's got like a more kind of. It's got like a community. Like all your party members have like their own unique personalities, but they all get along.
And it doesn't have that in the new games.
Not as much. It doesn't work as well. It doesn't have that sense of the world or the communities and stuff.